loss is something that affects everyone. Men, women, there are millions who end up suffering from the hits of their self-confidence that hair loss can bring. But technology exists that can help stimulate hair growth, and it's as easy as putting on a hat. Here to explain is a man who I personally flew thousands of miles to see and do my hair restoration procedure several years ago. One of the foremost experts when it comes to hair loss and how to get it back, Dr. Robert Leonard. It's great having you, Doc.
Thank you for talking with me today, Sean. I appreciate it, and I hope everything's well with you.
I'm still on television, so it's working out. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let's talk about this. You're
very welcome.
If you go into Google, you type in hair loss, a lot of snake oil there, so let's hear it from you. There are recent findings when it comes to hair loss. What's the good stuff? What have you found?
Well, there are many purported treatments for hair loss, thousands in fact, and the device that I have been using now for a while is called low-level laser therapy. The one in particular is called Capillus Cap. And what low-level laser therapy does, it actually increases the capillary blood flow in the scalp. And believe it or not, there are about 150,000 follicles on the human scalp, and each and every one of them has its own blood supply artery and vein that connect to this capillary network within the skin of the scalp. And a documented cause of hair loss now is decreased blood flowing there. And with less blood flow to there, the follicles get less oxygenation, and they begin to miniaturize. They go from robust hairs that we love, called terminal hairs, over months to years to these shorter, finer, thinner, miniaturized hairs. And that's thinning out and going bald over time.
So we've seen, there's some companies in town that you see around the country that they have these big machines that have the lasers that you can, go in there and essentially rent it. Capillus, this is actually a bring it with you technology. Tell us about this.
That's true. So low-level laser therapy actually, from an external standpoint, reboots that blood supply so that the oxygenated blood goes to the follicles, and in my vast experience, the device works 90% of the time to stabilize further progression and 60% to regrow. And for many years, we had those big machines in the office, and it required patients to come 40 times during the year, which is very inconvenient for people to do.
Of course.
And now with the Capillus laser cap, we have people take it home in the privacy of their own home. The latest version of the Capillus devices only require 6 minutes of treatment in the privacy of their home or work, and the treatment is done with great success.
No question. I remember you telling me about this a few years ago. Let's talk to the root cause of hair loss in the first place. What causes follicular suicide?
Well, genetics. So you have to look back at your family tree. Both mothers and father's side, in fact, 98% of hair loss is hereditary. And the gene, looking back at that, it's called polygenic adherence. So both from the mom and dad side of the family. So you can't change those genes. So a scary statistic about hair loss is that after 50% of the hairs have already fallen is when a guy or a gal begins to notice hair thinning. So it's critical that they treat the hair loss as soon as it's recognized because it's already underway.
And really quickly, if we do get the Capillus, how long until we start to see results?
So anything that affects the hair follicle takes about 4 months. It's a physiologic timetable. It takes about 4 months to see less hair shedding, less in the drain, less in the brush, less in the comb, less on clothing, and up to a year to start to see regrowth. So 90% of people after about 4 months stop seeing shedding for the most part, and about 60% of people in my experience after a year see regrowth.
Anything to do with hair, I am taking your advice. Dr. Leonard, it's great having you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me, Sean.
All right, to learn more about this proven hair-raising laser technology, Capillus.com is the place to go. Capillus, by the way, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.